Hey guys, I got an ask on my Tumblr, so I figured I'd make a short video about it. It says, do you have any tips for drawing facial features? I always mess up on the mouth and eyes, well, mostly eyelids. So I'm going to try to help with that, I guess. So first things first is I draw the skull. And the skull helps me with the placement of all the facial features. And so let me explain. I draw a oval-like shape, like an ellipse, and then I draw, what was that, ellipse? The kind of accent. And then I draw a jawline attached. Then you see me drawing a line straight down the center of the face and a line straight across the face. The line that goes straight across the face is where the eye sockets are going to sit. So right on that line, I draw the two eyes. Then on that center line that you see going straight down the middle of the face is where I draw the nasal cavity, I guess, and right below it a line for the mouth. So the line in the middle helps me figure out where I'm going to put the nose, and the line straight horizontally across helps me figure out where I'm going to put the eyes. And that's whether the person's looking down, up, to the side, doesn't matter. If you can't draw a skull from memory, best thing to do is to get a reference picture. Right here I'm trying to explain that I draw the eyes one eye apart, but I'll explain that better later on, so forget that. I've lowered the opacity on the first sketch layer and I'm adding another layer on top. The first thing I do when I draw a picture of a person's face is, for some reason, I draw the bridge of the nose and not the eyes itself, but kind of like the lash line and the pupil. And that just helps me figure out where I'm going to put everything else. So my people get eyeliner before they get eyelids. I draw the eyeliner because it makes it easier for me to put the eyelids right above it. So I'm just copying the shape of the lash line and drawing it slightly above it, and there's the eyelid. You could do the same thing for the bottom. Then, after I draw eyelashes, which I didn't need to do, but I couldn't help myself. Okay, then I usually move on to the brows. And like I said, the same thing with the upper eyelids you're doing for the lower eyelids. You're just copying that same shape of the lash line. And you can see right here how me drawing the nose socket helps me figure out where to put the nose. I'm following that top of the triangle and continuing it down, and it makes the nose. I drew the two lines through her eyes. She looks kind of like the crow right now, but that helps me figure out where the mouth starts and stops. You can't go past those two lines. If you go past those two lines, your character is going to look like the Joker. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you want her to have a normal looking mouth, it has to stay within those two lines. And those two lines are where the pupils would be if she was looking straight forward. So your corners of your lips should stop right there. And I think I've said it before in another video, the bottom of your nose or the tip of the nose should line up with the lobe of the ear, unless you have plugs or something, then your ears are stretched out and it wouldn't line up, but just a tip, I guess. I think I'm going to leave her bald because this is just a sketch. We're not talking about hair, we're talking about facial features, so forget all of that. But here I go, I'm still drawing on it. Alright, so eyelids. First thing I'm going to show you is how the eye looks without eyelids. Well, your eye is more of a bean shape, but for explanation purposes, I'm drawing a circle. Now, I'm going to draw the lash line is touching the top of the pupil, and it's kind of like an almond shape that I'm drawing around the center of this circle. With some lashes. This helps explain how the eyelids go. Now you see how I drew the eye lines are hugging the eyelids. Eye lines, what are eye lines? The eyelids are hugging that circle that I made originally for the eye. So it shows you that it's still a circle. The shape is still there underneath. I don't know if that helps. I hope it helps. Okay, for mouths, mouths. You can basically draw any shape that you want for a mouth. You see, I just did a weird hot dog shape, and that was a mouth. Fill in, for me, to make it simpler for myself, I can just draw crazy shapes and then I fill them in, and that makes a mouth for me. It helps me with making expressions on the face more exaggerated. So, and yeah. So, usually I just draw a shape, fill it in with some teeth or some line art, and it magically becomes a mouth. I don't know how helpful this video is actually going to be. I hope it is helpful. Um, yeah. So I'm just going to draw some more examples. Okay, like that looks like an emoji kind of shape of a mouth, but if I put some lines on it, it's more of an exaggerated pout or a kissy face. I hope you guys understand what I mean by it's just, I'm just making random shapes, and those random shapes can be the shape of a mouth. Any shape can be a mouth, really. Nothing crazy like a star. Well, maybe somebody could do that, but just rounded shapes. A snarly Elvis kind of mouth shape. Me losing my voice already. Puberty. Again, drawing some crazy shapes. And all you need is two U shapes, and those will be the teeth. And then I usually just color in anything that's like in shadow. Anything that's inside of the mouth, I shade it in. And there you go, there's a mouth. I think what would really help this person, whoever the asker is to just practice by drawing a bunch of shapes and turning them into mouths. The only way that you get better at anything is by practicing it a bunch. So draw a bunch of circles, turn them into eyes, and draw a bunch of random shapes and turn those into lips and mouths. If there's anything that you want me to explain more, you can send me an ask on my Tumblr, ursuladecayart.tumblr.com, and maybe I can make another video explaining how I do it personally. Again, just drawing more shapes. I find this to be an easier way than drawing out a mouth. For me, this is how I draw my mouths. Mouth. Ugh, I can't even say it. I hate doing voiceovers. I hate it. But it's the easiest way to explain it. Um, oh, like I said before, I'm explaining that everyone's eyes are usually one eye apart. This helps with doing proportions at somebody who's looking at you face forward, front forward. So you see that there's three eyes there. If I take that third eye away, the eyes are perfectly proportioned. Ugly, but perfect. Let me fix them. So like I said, all eyes are round, so you're just drawing eyelids that hug around it. So let me lower the opacity. And we're going to create an almond shape on that circle. Again, the line that I do for the eyelid is hugging the circle of the eye. Almond shape. She looks kind of sick. But I'm drawing this quickly just to explain. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a good weekend if I upload this in time. And I'll talk to you guys later. Send ask if you have any more on my Tumblr. Bye.